Is your boy EFX-SNIPERS. So today I'm gonna make a full case study about Nasdaq. Then I'll show you guys to the end of this video some of the bonus pictures that you look and go back test them. So I'll make a full case study for you also to be able next time when you see the same approach, you know what you have to do. So without taking any time, what I wanna show you guys today is as we know, all of us, since NAS has been created, NASDAQ, it's always pushed to the eye. And most of the time, it always print a new I. So even if you can check the way NASDAQ was going from this area, NASDAQ is just printing, I and I low. Then they continue going to the upside. But that doesn't stop us from taking advantage of all this sell. But the overall of this market, you know that we are going to the uptrend. So the things that I want to show you is on H4. So when Nasdaq was going to the upside, after they make this stop here, I normally call it stop. When they make this stop, they retrace inside again. So when they retrace inside, as you can check the gate on this area, let me mark this level here for you guys. They mark this area. So if you check properly, there is one of our entry requirement that as we normally consider to take an entry from there. So they come, they test the zone here, then they start pushing to the upside. Now, the cool things is that when they are pushing to the upside, so you need to pay more attention to what market is telling you. What market is telling you. Now, you can check from here, when they are going to the upside, they come again down to this area. You see, we've got the last down candlestick where they sell to buy. They return, they just touch that candlestick only on the weak side, then they continue pushing to the upside. But check what they create on this zone here. You see what they create on this zone here. This is something that is very, 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 very important that we need to keep in our mind. And more special because they didn't come back to test this area. They just push to the upside. And before they push to the upside, if you can check this zone here was very significant zone. Why it was a significant zone? Because they build liquidity on this zone here. Market touch the zone, drop, markets cross over, they break the area, then they start testing this zone. Almost 3 times market return to this level here. You see, this level here was what we call a supplier. Then they change it to become a demand level. Then they push. So this zone here, we call it SSE, significant support engulf. You see, so they engulf this area here. Then they push market to the upside. So when they are pushing market to the upside, where is the target? Where is the target? Now, check what happened. Another cool thing is what they did. They print again this area here. Why this area here? This is one thing we need to keep in our mind. Why this area? Because if you check, when the market was coming down, markets make another stop from this area, then push to the upside to come and mitigate this block. Then they come. So this area here is what we call SR flip. So let me write for you guys. This area here is what you call the SR flip. We've got SR flip there. It is our SR flip, that zone. Then markets, because of this rejection, we have multiple rejection. The one that was happening on this area, you see this area. Market test this area before. Let me just draw like this. So as you can check, market test this zone before they go upside. You see, market test this area, they push up, they come again back before they print a block, the one that was here. Then this side, market change. Let me also write about this one. This one is the significant supplier engulf that area. Supplier change to become a demand, this level. Now, check what happened. They push to the upside after they break also this area because market was just playing because of this zone. They test the area, they come down. They push again, mitigate this area, come again, check the spike to the downside. Then they continue pushing to the upside. So when they are pushing to the upside, one thing we need to understand, check this area here. Do you see this area? This area also was very, 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 very strong, where we had the multiple rejection that was happening on this zone here. Then they push to the upside. They just break the area a bit, push to the upside. Then if you mark properly this zone here, let me just put for you guys so you can see that space between those two candlesticks, the hidden base, because we've got rally, base, rally. You see, then markets come down, break this area, then they return to come and mitigate the level. You know, that is what we call a hidden base, the one that was happening there. Market takes the level. I'm gonna show you guys what I saw before even it happened, because I backtest this stuff. I understand that they are working. This is how I wanna show you guys today. So market get on that area, then market start doing what? Market start selling. Now when market is selling, what is going to be our main focus when market is selling? First, we have this zone here. This is going to be our first zone that we need to look at. We've got this level here again. This is another zone that we need to check. Then we've got our key level, our strong decision point. Why this one is a strong decision point? Because on top of the decision point, we have a place where markets build liquidity and they never break to the downside, but they break to the upside. So they'll make sure they come back and come and confirm that area before there is any change of direction. So check what happened. Market just start dropping. So when market is dropping, as you can check properly, you see market was giving us this stuff. Here they return because they wanted to test again this zone here. Let me show you guys. They wanted to test this area here. You see this level, it was a demand zone where they wanted to test. Now they break to the downside. Now market structure. Now we need to play with market structure. Try to understand, okay, what is happening. When they break the level, they return back to test the same zone again. So if we can check from this level here, let me zoom again. If we can check from this area, they print this level here. But at the same time, on top here, do you see on top here, they leave something that is very, 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 very strong. This zone here. We need also to look at it and try to see what is going to happen in the next future when they return back to the same area. What is going to happen? Now check here, when they break this low point here, they return to test the same zone again, because if we mark the level, we're gonna mark the level like this. This is our low point. When they break that area, there is a break of structure from this level, because market return here and break this structure, they return here. Now check what happened. They start consolidating from this area, but they are going where? To the downside. So when they are going to the downside, one thing you need to pay more attention to it is check the momentum to the downside. How many days market take before they drop like this? I remember I count is like almost 23 days before they just come to the downside. So start from here where they drop, where market start dropping, up to this level where they start buying, almost 21 days of markets just dropping. Now imagine what happened when they get on this area where we have our decision point, where we have our key level. We know market is going to respect this area. Check what happened. They test the area and push to the upside. Believe me, this is only 3 days. All this movement you see coming down 21 days, but going to the upside, it only takes 3 days to cover all this movement. Now check what happened when I told you guys about this level here. They created this zone here where we have our demand engulf. We got our demand engulf, but on top of that, we have a strong base that is going to hold this market for a moment before they break that area, or even send this market again more downside. You see, they test the level, then they start coming again down. So if you want to check, like what I say is only 3 days, you can just check from here to where market is right now. Market is here. It's only 3 days where market is. So we can even count. The candlestick is 1, 2, 3 days. Only 3 days to cover 21 days. So because of this pressure, the way market is going to the upside, what do you expect next? If markets fail to hold from this area, then market is going to give us another higher high. So guys, you need to keep these things in mind. Understand structure first and how market is playing and why markets return to this level, because this level is a very significant level, and this is why markets return to this area and start pushing to the upside again. Then if you go to example to low time frame, then you be able to understand how many entry you could take from all this movement. Let me show you how many entry you could take from that movement, because I had an analysis that I was following where market was selling, market was buying, just catching all those pips until we get to the level where I mark, okay, this is the strong level. You see here we have the break of structure. We create a DP from here. Let me just go to maybe 2 hours so I can see. I've already done a video about this one. If you go to my YouTube, you check the videos there already, then you understand everything that I'm explaining right now. You see here, we come, we make a stop, we push there, confirm this area, then we come down again, market start playing on this area. Here I took an entry. Let me show you on H1, so it was H1. Here I took an entry because there was an accumulation, the one that was happening there. We call it accumulation in supply and demand, but that was a compression. You see, there was a compression to where to this decision point, market get there. I took an entry there. Here I took another entry coming down with it. Then here I didn't trade again. Then here I took another entry. I come with it to the downside. Here there was my entry again, and here my entry again, come to the downside. Then we continue pushing up, and the big entry was this one. You see, and the TP was there. So let me show you guys the picture that I promise you guys. I'm gonna show you the pictures so that you understand that I'm not making up a story. I know what I'm doing. This is the picture where market gets and start going. So let me show you the first one, because there are so many. Where I started from the top. It must be this one. Yeah, where I started from the top, there was this one here. Started from the top where market was selling. Then there was this one when it was going up. I marked the level like the way I mark it, that market is going to sell from this zone. You see, then from there, let me just put all this picture. Then from there, what I did, when market was coming to the downside, I make this analysis. I said market is gonna come here, and on this zone, this is where we are going to buy. And yet market get on this zone, market doing what? Market start buying, like as I predicted. Check market get first on this area, zone here, then market push the upside to go to a decision point, then they drop crazy up to this level, then they start pushing to the upside. So how do you know all this stuff? You know all this stuff by spending your time in the chart so that you understand what is happening. Do you see? This is why when they get on this area. So I have a picture of almost all the step how Nas was moving. I have all the pictures because other pictures I just delete them. So I just wanted to show you guys this one. This is a really full case study that you need to go and watch and learn also how market was respecting all the levels that I was marking and how I was going with this complex pullback. As long as market haven't break this level here, this is the daily time frame. As long as we haven't break this level here, for me there is no change of structure. Market is continue going to the upside. So let me show you what I mean by that. This is daily. This is daily. You see, as long as market haven't take out this low here, there is no change of structure. We are just continue going to the upside. You see, and here if you check properly, market failed to make another high from this area. Now what we are trying to see is the reaction of this movement, the one that is going right now, because he also down, market failed to make a lower low. So do you see how these things, how it's working? So sharp guys, is your boy FX. Continue supporting me and support the YouTube channel. I'm so proud of you guys, because without you guys, my channel wouldn't be where it is right now. I started like a joke, and I see the way the channel is growing, you know, and very soon I'm just gonna make sure I just do something for the community, for all people that they're supporting me. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll figure out something that I'm gonna do. Just most of the people that are going to benefit on it, especially the new babies, because I know there is most of the people that are joining forex, and there is a lot of confusion that is going around, you know. So I'll try to help where also I can. So I'll do that also. And guys, believe me, I'll do that. When I says I'll do it, then I'll do it. So sharp guys.